Example. Sketch the hyperbola and locate the vertices and foci. The equation of the hyperbola is y squared minus x squared over 4 equals 1. Solution. A squared is equal to 1, b squared is equal to 4, because we can rewrite our hyperbola as y squared over 1 minus x squared over 4 equals 1. Since a squared is equal to 1 and b squared is equal to 4, c squared, which is equal to a squared plus b squared, is equal to 1 plus 4 equals 5. So the center of this hyperbola is 0, 0. The transverse axis is the y-axis, and the vertices are the point 0 minus a and 0 plus a, which are the points 0 minus 1 and 0 plus 1. The foci are the points 0 minus c and 0 plus c, which in our case are 0 minus square root 5 and 0 plus square root 5. The graph of this hyperbola is shown on the left. Example. Find the standard form of the hyperbola given that the foci are the points minus 7, 0 and 7, 0, and the vertices are the points minus 5, 0 and 5, 0. Solution. From the foci minus 7, 0 and 7, 0, we conclude that c is equal to 7. The transverse axis is the x-axis. From the vertices minus 5, 0 and 5, 0, we conclude that a is equal to 5. Now, since c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, then b squared is c squared minus a squared, or 49 minus 25 equals 24 equals 2 square root 6. So the equation of the hyperbola is x squared over 25 minus y squared over 24 equals 1. You see the graph of the hyperbola on the left. The transverse axis is the x-axis. The foci are the points minus 7, 0 and 7, 0, and the vertices are minus 5, 0 and 5, 0. And the equation is x squared over 25 plus y squared over 24 equals 1. Example. Find the equation and sketch the hyperbola given the center is the point negative 2, 1, the focus negative 2, 6, and the vertex negative 2, 4. Solution. The center, the focus, and the vertex are all on the line x equals negative 2. The transverse axis is the line x equals negative 2, which is parallel to the y-axis. A is equal to 4 minus 1 equals 3, so a squared is 9. C is equal to 6 minus 1 equals 5, so c squared is equal to 25. Therefore, b squared is equal to 25 minus 9 equals 16. The equation of the hyperbola, therefore, is y minus 1 squared over 9 minus x plus 2 squared over 16 equals 1. The asymptotes of the hyperbola y minus 1 squared over 9 minus x plus 2 squared over 16 equals 1 are y equals 3 over 4 times x minus 2 plus 1, and y equals negative 3 over 4 times x minus 2 plus 1. The center is the point negative 2, 1. The vertices are negative 2, and negative 2, 4. And the foci are negative 2, negative 4, and negative 2, 7. These are all shown on the graph. Example. Given the equation 9x squared minus 16y squared minus 36x minus 64y plus 116 equals 0, convert to the standard form by completing the square on both x and y. Sketch the hyperbola and give the location of the foci. Solution. We must complete the square on both x and y. Step 1. Make the coefficient of x squared and y squared both 1. So we rewrite our equation as 9 times the quantity x squared minus 4x plus 16 times the quantity y squared plus 4y plus 116 equals 0. Now we can complete the square on both x and y. And again, the steps for completing the square are: take half the coefficient of x and square it. So for x we get 9 times the quantity x minus 4 over 2 all squared minus 9 times the quantity 4 over 2 squared. Again, when we complete the square, we introduce the quantity half the coefficient of x squared, so we have to subtract it. And here, not only do we have to subtract it, but we have to subtract 9 times that quantity. We do the same thing for the y variable. The y variable is minus 16 times the quantity y minus 4 over 2 all squared. And we have to add back 16 times 4 over 2 squared. The reason why we add this case is because we have a minus 16 outside the bracket. So when we rewrite the equation, we get 9 times the quantity x minus 2 squared minus 16 times the quantity y plus 2 squared minus 36 plus 64 plus 116 equals 0, which gives us 9 times the quantity x minus 2 squared minus 16 times the quantity y plus 2 squared equals minus 144. If we divide all terms by minus 144, we get y plus 2 squared over 9 minus x minus 2 squared over 16 equals 1, from which we get that a is equal to 3, b is equal to 4, and c is equal to the square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared, which equals 5. The graph on the left shows a plot of the hyperbola. The asymptotes are y equals 4 over 3 times x minus 2 plus 2 and y equals minus 4 over 3 times x minus 2 plus 2. The center is the point 2 minus 2. The vertices are the points 2 minus 5 and 2, 1, and the foci are the points 2 minus 7 and 2, 3. These are all shown on the graph.